Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment that the world's most innovative thinker, a man who dreams beyond the stars and builds what others call impossible, looked at you. Yes, you, and saw something extraordinary. Imagine your image carried to someone with a gift of vision, someone who could see not just the surface, but the depths of who you are and what you're meant to become. And when that vision was revealed, it was so powerful, so unexpected, it left even the one who believes in breaking limits completely stunned. This is not about chance. This is not about luck. This is about purpose. You were created with something inside you that cannot be measured by numbers, by status, or by the opinions of people around you. There is a force, a light within you, designed by God Himself, waiting to be unleashed into the world. The truth is, the universe doesn't just need dreamers, it needs doers. And you are not here by accident. When someone with vision sees your potential, it's a reminder that heaven already stamped greatness into your DNA. Too often, we let fear doubt, and the noise of the world blind us from what has been planted in us. But there comes a moment when even the greatest innovators and leaders stop and recognize that within the ordinary lies the extraordinary, and within you rests a destiny bigger than you've dared to imagine. Today is about igniting that spark. It's about realizing that if your image, your essence, can leave a visionary speechless, then surely you are meant to rise above mediocrity. You are called to live with faith, to move with courage, and to create a life that inspires generations. The picture of you isn't just a reflection, it's a prophecy of what God has already prepared. Your image carries a divine purpose beyond what the world can see. Too often, people reduce themselves to what is visible in the mirror, to the reflection shaped by society, by family, or by circumstance. Yet the truth is that what can be seen on the outside is only a fraction of what God has placed within you. Your face, your presence, your very being carries with it a spiritual imprint designed long before you were born. It is not random, it is not accidental, it is intentional, and it is powerful. When others look at you, they may only see what's obvious: your appearance, your smile, your flaws, your strengths. But heaven sees the purpose that was breathed into you at creation, the assignment that was placed upon your life before you took your first breath. That is why your image carries weight. It is not just skin, bone, and features. It is a vessel, a symbol of destiny. God does not create anything without meaning, and He did not create you without purpose. Every person has been called to something greater than themselves, but so many live without recognizing that truth. The world trains us to compare, to measure worth by titles, possessions, or popularity. But your worth was sealed the moment God designed you. No human measurement can define it. No worldly system can diminish it. When a visionary looks at you and sees beyond the surface, it is because your soul radiates with a light meant for something far larger than this present moment. Every detail of who you are has been crafted for significance. The way you think, the way you perceive, the way you carry yourself. All of it ties into the bigger story being written through your life. Even in times of struggle, even in seasons where you feel unseen, the divine purpose stitched into your being does not fade. It is not dependent on recognition or applause. It is eternal. That is why you cannot afford to dismiss yourself, to shrink down to the small picture others may have of you. You have to recognize that what you carry is beyond eyesight. It is spiritual. It is generational. Think about how portraits in history capture not just faces but legacies. A single image can hold power because it represents the story of a life, the impact of a calling. In the same way, your image carries the unseen, your calling, your battles, your victories yet to come. The world may not understand it, but the divine sees it clearly. When your picture is set before those with vision, it is a reminder that God placed a unique mission within you that no one else can fulfill. Your identity is not limited to what's visible. It is rooted in the eternal plan designed for your life. Greatness is already stamped into your DNA by God. From the very beginning of your existence, before you could walk, talk, or even think for yourself, the Creator had already written greatness into the fabric of who you are. It is not something you have to chase after, nor is it something the world has the power to grant you. It is something that is inherently within you, something that no circumstance, no failure, and no opinion of others can erase. Too many people spend their lives searching outside for validation, for permission to rise, when the truth is that their worth and potential were already sealed by divine design. You are not striving to become someone valuable, you already are, because greatness was woven into your very being at the moment of creation. When you look at yourself, you may only see weaknesses or limitations, but God sees the masterpiece He created. Just as every fingerprint is unique, so is the greatness within you. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It doesn't have to match the world's definition of success. Greatness is not about comparison. It's about alignment with the purpose planted within you. You carry within your soul the imprint of something eternal, something destined to make an impact, whether in small ways that touch one life or in monumental ways that transform nations. Every step you take toward faith, courage, and perseverance activates what is already in your DNA. This is why you sometimes feel a restlessness, a sense that you are meant for more than the life you are currently living. That stirring inside is the coal of the greatness within you trying to rise, reminding you that mediocrity is not your home. Every challenge, every setback is not meant to destroy you, but to awaken what God already placed in you. Like a seed buried in the ground, greatness sometimes feels hidden, unseen, or forgotten, but in truth it is growing, waiting for the right season to break forth. The soil of adversity, the rain of trials, the heat of pressure, these do not erase your greatness. They prepare it to emerge stronger and more undeniable. When you understand that greatness is not something you earn, but something you already carry, you begin to walk differently. You speak differently. You live with confidence, not because of who you are on your own, but because of who created you. The same God who designed the stars, who set galaxies in motion, looked at you and decided to breathe greatness into your life. That means your story is not insignificant. Your presence is not random. You have a role to play in the unfolding of history, and that role is written in your DNA. Fear and doubt are the only barriers blocking your true potential. From the moment you begin to dream, from the moment a vision for your life takes root in your heart, fear tries to whisper that you are not capable, that you are not worthy, that you are not enough. Doubt steps in to question every move, every step, every decision, planting seeds that make you second guess the very purpose God has placed within you. These two forces are subtle yet powerful, and if left unchecked, they become the chains that keep you from stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be. But the truth is, fear and doubt are illusions, shadows with no true power except the power you choose to give them. Fear thrives in the unknown. It convinces you that, because you cannot see the outcome, you should not even begin. It tells you that the risk is too high, the possibility of failure too great. Yet every great achievement, every breakthrough, every step of faith has always lived on the other side of fear. Doubt, on the other hand, works from within. It takes your own voice and turns it against you. It makes you question your ability, your worth, and even the calling God placed upon your life. It is the silent thief of destiny, robbing people not because they lacked potential, but because they allowed uncertainty to override faith. What many fail to realize is that fear and doubt only grow stronger when you give them your attention. The more you dwell on what could go wrong, the larger the obstacles seem. But when you shift your focus to what God has promised, when you trust that He has already equipped you with everything you need, fear begins to shrink and doubt begins to lose its grip. Faith is the antidote, and courage is the key. Every time you take a step forward in spite of fear, you weaken its hold. Every time you silence doubt with truth, you strengthen your confidence in the divine purpose written over your life. Your true potential is vast, but it will remain dormant as long as you let fear and doubt dictate your actions. The greatest tragedies are not lives cut short, but lives that were never fully lived, because people surrendered to the lies of fear. You were not designed to live small, to hide your gifts, to bury your talents in the ground. You were designed to shine, to lead, to rise. The moment you realize that fear and doubt are the only real barriers, you begin to see that they are powerless compared to the greatness within you. The very destiny you dream about is waiting on the other side of the fear you've been running from and the doubt you've been entertaining. Ordinary moments often conceal extraordinary destinies. Life has a way of disguising greatness in the small, in the routine, in the everyday moments that seem insignificant. When you wake up and go about your daily tasks, when you pass by people without thinking twice, when you endure seasons that feel uneventful, it is easy to believe that nothing remarkable is happening. Yet history has shown us again and again that some of the most world-changing callings were hidden in the ordinary. The shepherd in the field became a king. The carpenter's son became a savior. The overlooked child became a prophet. God often places destiny inside what looks common, waiting for the right time to reveal what has been there all along. It is in those seemingly ordinary moments that character is built, resilience is formed, and faith is tested. The extraordinary is not always birthed in grand stages or dramatic entrances. It is forged in the quiet decisions, the unseen sacrifices, the persistence to keep moving forward when no one is watching. These hidden seasons are not wasted. They are preparation. Just because the world doesn't recognize your significance yet does not mean you don't carry it. Greatness often grows in silence before it ever shines in the spotlight. The danger is that many dismiss the ordinary, underestimating its value. They long for the extraordinary, but neglect the very process that births it. Every small act of faith, every moment of integrity, every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are aligning yourself with the destiny that is already written. What looks simple and unimportant on the outside is often the very soil that produces extraordinary fruit. It is in your ordinary conversations, your daily choices, your unseen prayers, that the seeds of greatness are nurtured. When you start to look at your life through this lens, you begin to realize there is no such thing as just another day. Every day carries potential. Every moment has meaning. Every encounter is an opportunity for destiny to unfold. What may feel like a delay is often divine timing at work. What may seem like obscurity is God's way of preparing you away from the noise, away from the expectations of others, until you are ready to step fully into the extraordinary. The extraordinary is not reserved for a select few. It is hidden in the lives of those who are willing to believe that the ordinary has value. The greatest callings often emerge from the most unexpected places. What feels like a routine step could be the doorway to transformation. What feels like a quiet season could be the foundation of a future breakthrough. When you learn to embrace the ordinary as sacred, you begin to uncover the extraordinary destiny God has hidden in plain sight. Your life is a prophecy of impact meant to inspire generations. From the very beginning, your story was written with threads that extend far beyond your own lifetime. You are not simply living for yourself. Every decision you make, every challenge you overcome, every act of faith you take ripples into the future and shapes the lives of those who come after you. Too often people see their lives as isolated moments, disconnected from anything greater. But in truth, you are a living message. You are walking evidence of what God can do with a willing heart, and your journey speaks even when you are silent. Prophecy is not just about foretelling what will happen. It is about embodying a promise, living in such a way that your life itself becomes a declaration of possibility. When you rise above adversity, you are telling others it can be done. When you choose forgiveness over bitterness, you are teaching the power of healing. When you refuse to give up on your calling, you are showing the next generation that perseverance is stronger than defeat. Your life is not just a personal testimony, it is a prophetic signpost pointing others toward hope, faith, and purpose. Generations are watching, whether you realize it or not. Children, family, friends, and even strangers are looking to see what is possible through your example. And beyond the visible, there are countless lives you may never meet who will be touched by the impact of your choices. A word spoken in faith, a sacrifice made in silence, a seed of kindness planted in someone's heart, all of these are part of the prophetic story your life is telling. You may not see the full harvest, but the seeds you sow will continue to speak long after you are gone. The greatest legacies are not built by wealth or fame, but by the spiritual and moral courage of those who live faithfully. Your impact is measured not in material possessions, but in the lives transformed because you chose to walk in alignment with the purpose God gave you. That is why it is vital to see your life not as small or insignificant, but as a divine message in motion. Every step you take is writing a chapter that others will one day read. When you embrace this truth, you begin to live with greater intentionality. You realize that your struggles are not wasted, your victories are not just for you, and your faith is not only for today. You are carrying a torch that will light the way for those who come behind you. Your life is a living prophecy, designed to awaken courage in others, to break chains of fear, and to remind the world that God still works through ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things.